Welcome everybody. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are both live on YouTube, live on TikTok, so I hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. In today's live, we are going to be talking about how to swing trade, how to grow those small accounts, my strategies, my approach, everything you guys need to get started with swing trading. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. And if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Carter. I'm a full-time swing trader in the stock market. And with that being said, we do have an amazing school where I teach people my strategies, my approach, how I've been a full-time trader, all that stuff. And guys, today is almost today. Tomorrow, as of Friday, is going to be the last day for the 50% off code. Use code money for 50% off. Check it out down below. It's absolutely fantastic. We got private live streams, we got quizzes, we got lectures, everything you guys need to get started with swing trading and mastering the stock market. So check that out, Swing Trading Masterclass. I put that down below for you guys because it's awesome. But let's chat about how to properly grow a small account, and then we'll talk about stocks that we're holding and then some stocks with some opportunity here. So with growing a small account, this is everybody's main question of how to grow a small account. It's very, very simple. With growing a small account for trading in the stock market, what you need to do is focus on education. If you're watching to get rich quick or thinking it's easy or anything like that, with swing trading and trading in the markets, swing trading is a job. It's a career. You got to treat it like one. And what that means is investing into education, investing into, yourself. If you believe you could be a trader, you need to invest in yourself. And honestly, what that means is taking 6 months to a year in paper trade, practicing that strategy, working on different techniques, practicing your scanning, all that stuff, super, super important. I think a lot of traders don't do that, and that's why you see those massive, 80% fail in trading. It's because 80% think it's easy and it's an easy way to get rich quick, and yet the reality of it is it's not. Trading is a job. You got to treat it like one. And so you think of it like a doctor or an engineer. How long does it take a doctor or an engineer to become a doctor or an engineer? It takes a long time. So you got to treat it like that. So guys, check out our school, code money, 50% off. It's awesome. But let's talk about some stocks here that we are holding here. So let me change this up like such. All right, so we're holding about 6 positions as of right now. One of the stocks here that we recently bought was Royal Caribbean. Now, for those of you watching on TikTok, I would highly recommend watching us on YouTube because we do have the charting. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you guys are in the right spot. So we bought Royal Caribbean stock here. Now, looking at the chart here, for me and my approach, I find stocks that, in my opinion, are on an upward trend, right? Trends are the most underutilized thing traders don't look at. Trends, people, and traders, they try to buy stocks on a downward trend. It's very, very difficult to do that because imagine the stock market like a river. In the direction of the stock is the stream. Imagine trying to swim against the stream. It's going to be very hard. So trends should be your number one thing you look at. So for me, I have a trading journal. It's awesome. And what I do with it is I keep track of all the stocks I'm looking at. I keep track of my checklist. So my first thing on my checklist with all of my stocks is going to be upward trend. So with ticker symbol RCL here, a stock that we recently bought, that checks that off, okay? So now the second thing I look for is a stock on a support line. So you guys can see with RCL has great support here on these moving average lines. For those of you watching on TikTok, check out Carter Farr on YouTube. We're actually live right now on YouTube looking at charts. So check that out right now. But looking at the chart here, you guys can see it has great tendencies of getting buying pressure on the 200-day moving average line. You guys can see it hits it in the past, got good buying pressure, establishing a good support for the stock. Now, another thing that we look for is the RSI. The RSI stands for the Relative Strength Index. The RSI should always be on your checklist. It always should be. And the reason why that is because it tracks momentum. You want to make sure the stock you are buying isn't going to continue to sell off, because we're finding a stock on an upward trend that has sold off down a little. So it dipped down a little to a support line. The direction is up, right? But there has been, circumstances and stocks that continue to sell off. So, using the RSI really helps minimize that. So, that is, you got to check out, you got to watch, pull it up on YouTube. I have a chart, everyone, on TikTok. I have a chart on YouTube where we're breaking down this stock here that we bought. But I know it's confusing. But using indicators, because that's what these are. Somebody asked about Intel stock. Let's pull it up. On NTL. So Intel stock. A crazy fact about Intel stock. If you bought Intel 22 years ago, all the way back in 2021. Or in not 2021, in 2001. Guess what? You are down on your money right now, which is crazy. So, how do I start as a trader? Day trade, best thing to do. Someone asked. For me, I am a swing trader. So day trading is very, very, very difficult to trade. You have to be very, very in tune with the market every single day. You have to pretty much prioritize from about 8:30 in the morning till about 11 in the afternoon. And the reason why is because those are going to be the best time to start trading. That's going to be the most volatile time, and that's where you're going to make your most money. For me, I don't have that. I want something to be able to have a little more flexible. And I want to be flexible. I want to be able to buy a stock, hold it for 6 to 9 days. That's how long I normally hold it. And understand the stock completely. And pretty much just use indicators and supports, resistance, and technical analysis to determine if I should buy this position. Day trading is very, very, very risky because often you'll see traders online, they're buying these stocks that are already up 30% and they're trying to make another 15%. So the risk on them is super, super high. In my opinion, it's not worth it. So I would recommend learning to swing trade. We do have a school. Message me on Instagram. We'll hook you up. Investing with Carter. It's awesome. And we're doing a massive sale right now for code money for 50% off. So check out that. But I think with trading in general, you have to have a checklist. A checklist is super important. So getting back to the stock here. Royal Caribbean, a stock that we recently bought. And for those of you watching on TikTok, check us out on YouTube. We are live on YouTube as well, and we do have a full chart up, and we're looking at stocks right now. So check us out, YouTube, Carter Farr. You guys will find us immediately. So with trading, we were talking about a checklist. A checklist is going to be something you make sure when you buy a stock, it goes through each one of your checklists to determine if you should buy the stock. So for me, we'll just break them down and then we'll talk about stocks that we're holding. So the first thing on my checklist is an upward trend. Trends are very, very, very important with trading. It's like I always picture the stock market like a river. I know that sounds weird, but it's always better to just go with the stream rather than try to swim against it. The benefit of swimming against it is when you're right, you can make a lot of money. It's just very, very, very risky. The second thing is finding some sort of support. So support is just where we get good tendencies of getting buying pressure. It could be a certain price. It could be an indicator like a moving average line. It could be an RSI line or something along those lines. For me, I use the 90-day, which is the blue line for everybody watching on YouTube. And then the red line is the 200-day. So the 90 and then the 200. Those act as very, very hard supports, hard resistance. So they you also live in West Bloomfield? Somebody just said that. Let's go. That is crazy. How do you? My question is, how'd you know that? How'd you know that? That's awesome. But anyways, for me, going back to the checklist, we want to make sure the RSI, the relative strength index, is under a 30. This pretty much tracks momentum. It tracks a whole bunch of stuff. So I watched you from like day one. Let's go. That's awesome. That's crazy. Let's go. That's sweet. So you always want to make sure, when you buy a position, your stock's not going to just continue to sell off. So the RSI, keep it under 30. The next thing, at least for me, I never hold through earnings. Earnings is very, very, very risky. It's pretty much like a 50-50 chance of making money, honestly. But I'm sure you've seen where companies release earnings and the stock skyrockets up. And then I'm sure you've also seen it where the stock skyrockets down. I believe Disney just released earnings. I don't know how well it is, but we can see. So Disney released earnings. The stock went from $88 to $84. Not huge, but still. Hey Carter, I'm a day trader at heart and I'm scared to try swing trading. Any advice on making the change? Yes. The best advice I could give you is, I'm sure as a day trader, paper trading and just learning, right? Learning, I really think will help separate you from a lot of traders. Paper trading, I know some people have mixed feelings on paper trading, but for me, I think learning the platform, I use Moomoo, the broker I've used, they're awesome. But I think that if you take some time in paper trade, work on scanning, work on charting, all that stuff takes 6 months to a year. With trading, there's no time, there's no rush with anything. I know everybody wants to make as much money as they can right this instant. But it's you just have to have a long-term perspective and focus on education. We do offer a course, code money 50% off, but in the reality of it, you can just invest into some great material, some great books. But another thing I would recommend doing is getting a journal. We sell one, but you don't even need it. You can use a 99-cent journal from like the dollar store and just start documenting things. And when you paper trade, keep track of stuff. And so when you keep track of stuff, always write down like the why'd you enter the trade, errors, and then ways to improve. So use each paper trade as a learning block. So I think they'll be good. Message me on Instagram and I'll help you out. Somebody asked, do you think is Apple done with the downtrend? Let's pull it up and we can look at it. AAPL, if I can type. So Apple right now has sold off from $237 to about $213. So when evaluating a stock here, one of the things I look at right now is, I'm working in the sim right now. I've stuck to a strategy for day trading. I've done pretty well, but with my work schedule and kids, swing trading seems better. Thank you. Yeah, day trading, you have to be very, very in tune with the market. It's very, very, very. You have to just be in tune with it. It's something that requires a lot of time commitment, which is good because you can make good money from it. But it's very, very hard on the schedule. I get that. But yeah. Message me on Instagram. Honestly, message me on Instagram. We'll hook you up. Maybe we'll send you a journal or something. All right, getting back to Apple, and I know we're like all over the map today, talking about swing trading and then talking about individual stocks. But guys, if you don't like it, you can leave. I don't care. This is just how it rolls sometimes, and that is fine with me. So, all right. Apple stock. Somebody asked about Apple, is the downtrend over? So, when it comes with evaluating, especially a stock like this, the first thing I would ask is, what's your time frame on it? If you're looking to trade it, I wouldn't trade it right now. It could be a little high. It could be a little high just because it's trading for a 45. on the RSI. So technically, I really want to trade it. I would like to get it under 200 if I was going to trade it. Long-term play, dollar cost average it. Don't even worry about it. Somebody asked, if there's a recession and then a pickup in the market, what is a good S&P? There's a heart there. Index fund to trade on. So keep it simple, stupid. SPY. SPY, VOO. Don't overcomplicate it, right? Don't overcomplicate stuff. I love the expression MISS, M-I-S-S, make it simple, stupid. I love just keeping it easy, right? You guys can see it's had tendencies of getting good support on the 90-day moving average line. So technically, if you hopped in pretty much every time it broke under the 90 or even the 200, imagine this: every time you see the S&P dip below the 200-day moving average line. Let's just zoom out and look at this. Okay, so you guys would enter on. Look at all these lows. It's insane. Okay, you'd buy it here, and what happened here? Immediately got good buying pressure. Let's see. Let's remove that. Immediately good buying pressure. You'd capture this huge downtrend if you just started the process of buying under it. Okay, then you would buy under here. Boom. You're buying all the dips. So you sell off any times it dips down below the moving average line. I think represents a good opportunity to buy it. I have a question. Does your stop loss work after hours? I'm scared if I make a bad move with my stop loss won't get me out in time. So that is one of the downsides with swing trading, is there has been times where you buy a stock and just like how the market closes, unfortunately it's hard to get in and out of positions. Nowadays it's better than it used to be because now there's so many 24-hour markets, like with Robinhood, and Moomoo even has after hours trading. But yeah, it often, I will say this, often your stop loss won't get hit and it'll get hit in the morning. But this is why using a checklist, like don't hold during earnings. That one little thing that you do will prevent you from losing out on so much money. And the things you just can't control are like when you buy a stock. I've had it where you buy a stock and then you're up, let's just say 5%, and they release bad news and you're like, oh my gosh, and then it falls 10%. It happens, but often what happens with the stock market is any action is often an overreaction. So sometimes it'll rebound a little bit, but that's just a downside with trading, honestly, in general, is it doesn't get hit very, very, very good, to be honest. So, good question though, honestly, because sometimes it's it's just the name of the game, honestly. So, but yeah. All right, let's talk about some stocks here that we're holding. Some of the positions that we recently bought, I have them off to the left here for everybody watching on YouTube. We bought some Royal Caribbean RCL. We bought that a while back, or not a while back, but a couple days ago when it dipped down and it started rallying its way up. We had good confirmation on it. We sold a little for a small profit. We got in on the breakout here of the 90-day moving average line, rallied its way up on this dip down. We set our stop below it, dipped down, took profit here, then some profit. We sold about half here, and then we set our stop just below here, and it used that 90-day and rallied up very, very well. So, it is doing well for us. Then we bought some Google, which is finally starting to break out. Did find some nice support at 157. Amazon's doing well, similar thing. Found some nice support, starting to break out. Microsoft, nice support. We actually dollar cost averaged this one for a minute now, just on this downtrend. I think it's a good play. Somebody asked about Apple. What's your time frame for Apple? Are you looking to trade it or long-term hold? Let me know, and then I'll give you my opinion on it. Just because when someone says, oh, should I buy Apple? Well, it depends on your time frame. Swing trade, I would hold off on Apple as of right now. I just think there's some better opportunity out there than Apple stock. Not saying you can't make money from it, but just the basic risk level I would look for, because right now for Apple it's trading at a 44 on the RSI, so it's not overvalued, it's not undervalued, it's like in that middle ground. So you could still make money on it, but somebody said, also, is there a time of day that swing trading is better? Like most day traders, they typically in the market early. Is swing trading similar? So honestly, in my opinion, I wait a little bit. I like to get the volatility out of the market before I enter. You know, each trader's different. I will say I try not to trade super early in the morning just because it's so volatile. Day trading, you use the volatility to your advantage. As swing trading, you could buy a stock and then see it go up 2% and then down 4% and then back up. So it swings a little more, but I recommend holding I recommend holding out a little bit, but yeah. Just because you don't want to use too much volatility. You need volume and stuff like that, but not where it's like crazy bad. Someone said, do you think Apple still have some downside? Of course. I mean, all stocks have downside. But as far as downside goes with Apple, you know, for me, I think that right now, I mean, we can pull up. Let me pull up. For me, at least, I would try to buy it under $200. If it dips down a little bit, we're on that slow, that short-term downward trend. I would set an alert at 200 or dollar cost average it. Those would be the two things I would do. If you think it's a good play, I would buy a little, see what happens over the next couple of days. If it sells off a little more, buy a little more. If it sells off a little more, buy a little more, and it'll eventually rebound. Apple's a very, very stable company, but it could take a minute. Use the sell off to your advantage, and yeah. One of the things here that I do want to show you guys is something I'm very, very, very excited about. Where is it? So for those of you that don't know, we just started a very, very I'm trying to find it if I can ever find it here with anything. We just started this course. It's called Stock Market Mastery. It's a beginner friendly course for people that want to learn to invest. Thanks for the likes, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, let me know. Hey, message me on Instagram. You know, what is it? Potato? Yeah. I want to show you guys one thing here before we end it. Let's go to edit. Let's go down here. This is something that I've actually been working on here. So pretty much what it is it's a it's pretty much, for those of you that don't know Benjamin Graham, this is in the course for our new course, and I'm still working on it, but we have an early sale, so you guys can check it out. But so what this is you fill out all the information. Let's pull out Apple stock because we did get some questions about it. Let's find, where's Yahoo Finance? I can never find nothing. All right, so pretty much what you do with this is you just fill all of this out. So EPS, earnings per share, we're doing what stock? Apple. So you just find EPS, earnings history, actual, the most recent, 1.4. Boom. You can literally type this in on Google. AAPL. So the expected growth rate, you can do a couple of them. I like to just do Yahoo Finance, the 5-year. I think that's a very fair and realistic expectation. And then you put in the percent of AAA corporate bonds. pull it up. So it's 5.3. So now, for those of you that are watching, you click calculate and it gives you the intrinsic value of the stock. So this is how Benjamin Graham determines if you should buy a position. So if it's under $37, it's a buy. It's an absolute for sale buy. Now, obviously, he was a value investor, not so much growth. So he really chased value stocks. So I'm sure if we did like Coca-Cola and stuff like that, it'd be a lot closer to the price, just because $37 compared to $200 is way off. But honestly, it's something that we're working on actually, and I'm super, super excited about it because there's a lot of coding and stuff that actually goes into that. But I wanted to show you guys because it is cool, and it's only going to get better, which I like. And we are actually in the works of I believe it's the Warren Buffett one, because each of the huge investors has a different type of technique and strategy. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm excited for it. And it's only, the course for that is only like it's $27 for the early sale. For $27, you can't even go out to eat for that much anymore. So, but guys, yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I know this live was like all over the map talking about stocks. I know I actually kind of liked having TikTok up in the time being. I think it helped keep everything flowing a little bit. If you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask down below. If you guys want to learn more about investing, trading in the market, check out our school. Code MONEY is going to be the last day for the 50% off sale. So check out that, tomorrow, almost today, is going to be the last sale of that. So check that out, guys. But I hope you guys all enjoyed it. We're going to end it here. Like, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day and take care, YouTube.